Hey guys, good morning. Hey, this is George. I'm in a hotel in Los Angeles, inflation.us. We're working on the sequel to Hyperinflation Nation. With everything that's happening in the US dollar, with gold, I think I just looked at gold right now. I think it just hit 1,130. And we were talking about this. We were talking about this last night. And the whole thing is, everybody that is into gold and silver is thinking that gold is going to have a pullback, gold is going to have a pullback, gold is going to have a pullback. It doesn't necessarily have to have a pullback. This could be the collapse of the dollar that we're actually seeing right now. So just because you think there's going to be a pullback in gold doesn't mean that gold has to follow what you think. In fact, the markets, from what I understand, often do. The fact that I just realized that could mean that we could now see a dip because I actually just realized that. So I myself am a contrarian indicator. So if I think something is going to happen, definitely bet the opposite. Anyways, to kind of add to that, guys, I really read an absolutely fantastic research study done by the University of Davis, and there's a couple bloggers that have posted articles to it, and it basically talks about, in America, the problem we have with our tax system and our transfer of payments, which means our welfare system, is that it rewards people for being poor, similar to what you'd see in a communist country. And what they're finding out is all these government programs, from housing assistance, utility assistance, food stamps, Roth IRA tax savings, all these different government programs are all instituted by different agencies, and there hasn't been a really in-depth study on how all these different programs affect families' ability to earn income and their incentive to earn extra income. And the University of Davis put together a really very interesting article, and they used some kind of generalized terms for families and incomes, and they tried to take all the different government programs, how they apply to a individual family, and it kind of gave some really amazing insights to me. And one of the amazing insights is if you're making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in America, there's almost no incentive to go out there and work harder to make $30,000, $40,000. In fact, many times, especially if you're talking about a younger family, you almost have to make $50,000 to equal all the government incentives like free medical care for the poor, food stamps for the poor, utility assistance, housing assistance for the poor. You almost have to make over $50,000, $60,000 just to equal the amount of benefits you'll be receiving if you're way below the poverty line, you're making $15,000, $20,000. So it's a weird dichotomy that's happening in America, and that may explain some of the fact that I've been hearing from employers that it's difficult to hire people in this environment. It just seems like there should be 10% unemployment. A lot of people should be looking for jobs. It's kind of difficult hiring people. Well, that's because we're setting up a culture here in America of non-incentive for work, and I'm going to show you guys some of the research I've seen. Check out this unemployment map of the United States. As the years go by and the months go by, this map starts turning darker colors. Of course, black, the blacker the country is and the blacker the counties are, the higher the unemployment rate. And as you can see, all the major metropolitan areas in America are now turning a darker color shade. This is what the end of the Bush administration and the Obama administration has created in America. So this study was basically done on the idea of low-income individuals receiving an earned income credit, less Social Security, federal tax income, EITC, food stamps, Medicaid, Section 8 housing, welfare, cash grants, subsidies. What this study assumed to do was take the entire aspect of what affects a family, from taxes to all these different government programs you may qualify when you're in the poor part. And what they've basically proven is that when you are reaching $30,000, $40,000, all these types of government programs begin to fall off, and you begin to be taxed at a higher rate. And what they've effectively done is they've created an artificial ceiling here for Americans, meaning most Americans that are in the poverty line will be pushed down below this mark, meaning you have to push up into the $60,000, $70,000 range before it even makes a difference in the amount of money that you're receiving. As you can see here, if you're a couple and you're in the age 30 and you're making $10,000, you're actually making 14.2%. You're not being taxed at all. In fact, there's money giving back to you through the earned income tax credit. And since your income is so low, the amount of money that the government gives you and the amount of benefits you receive is actually huge in proportion to your income. All you have to do is jump from 10 to 20%, and now you're being taxed at an astronomical rate of 42.5%. So we're penalizing people from just jumping from 10,000 to 20,000 or 30,000. And then if you're able to push through this barrier, you get a little bit of a drop at 50. Now, it gets even more strange when you take out the couple factor and you put in a single gentleman or single woman. Now, if you are poor in the 10,000 range, you're taxed at a 72% rate. So when someone is in poverty or somewhat poverty and they're receiving a lot of government programs, their income stream doesn't go up in a straight line. That's ridiculous to think that. What this study sought to do was take a look at what happens to a couple that is trying to increase their income, and over 30,000 they hit a plateau and they lose the food stamps, so their income gets dropped, and then they lose another government program. But as they try to break through that barrier, what do we have here? Loss of parent Medicaid. All of a sudden they get a huge drop again as they have to pay for additional medical insurance. So you can see here that it's not, your income is not in a straight line. Your income is based upon all the different government programs that you lose or you gain depending upon your assets and depending upon your incomes. This is just a huge confusion for the typical American families struggling to make more money in their everyday lives. So I've always thought there is some truth to this, and this study, just take a look at the sidebar and you can just dig into this. I've been looking at it for hours, and it affects people. And the basic thing is this, is sometimes it pays to be poor in America, which it shouldn't. There should be incentives to people that work hard and produce a lot. But what are we doing? We're doing the exact opposite in this country. Take care. George for inflation.us. Peace.